Hello guys, welcome to my channel. As you can see in the picture today, we will start the story of what if Naruto was Sand Ninja Shinobi and got harem with Temari. Sakura ran through the busy streets of the Hidden Leaf Village. She was a highly respected chunin. She was an instructor at the Ninja Academy. She was trained by the 5th Hokage herself. Someone's running parallel to me, Sakura said as she looked to her side. Her boyfriend Sasuke was running the rooftops towards the same location. Sasuke was one of the best jounin nowadays of the Leaf. Sakura turned her head and headed for the Hokage Tower. Are you sure about this information? Tsunade asked as she stood up. Not yet, but it's good to be prepared, Naruto said. He had a sand vest on and a sand headband. The lower part of his face hidden in a mask like the one Kakashi wears. He had the cloak they wore in their country, but it looked like a cape at the moment. Why else are you back here, Naruto? Any Sannin could have come instead of you, Tsunade said. Some loose ends, Naruto said. I'm here to take part in the Hyuga challenge. I heard Hinata and Ichi's team needs a 5th member. Rei's Kazumirage of the Sand Devils wants to fight in a Taijutsu tournament, Tsunade asked. I hope start this. I want to help end this, Naruto said. I'll send for people to show you during your stay, Tsunade said. And Naruto asked. You called for us, Sasuke asked as he and Sakura came in. Naruto's eyes observed them. Sakura had more reddish hair now and it was tied at end, about halfway down her back. She had generally speaking the same clothes as other chunins. Her lead headband still top of her head. You, Sasuke said as he pointed at Naruto, you're the one who defeated me in the Jounin exam. Yes, so what? Naruto asked. You and me outside. I want to see how strong you are now, Sasuke said. Naruto or Rei's grinned as he walked through the door. Rei's stepped into the courtyard. He grabbed his cloak and threw it away. He cracked his neck as Sasuke walked onto the courtyard. Rei's seemed to fiddle with his right hand. Then he pulled out a strange weapon. With a flick of his arm the weapon expanded into a wing of blades. Rei's Kazumirage of the Razor Wing, a ninja said. They came to watch the fight. Word spread fast about fights against Sasuke of the Uchiha clan, another said. But didn't Rei's defeat Sasuke in the Jounin a few years back, another asked. Rei's right eye twitched a bit as if he was trying to control himself. Come on. Bring it, Rei's said as took his fighting stance. His bladed wing pointed at Sasuke. He's a master of sand like Gar, Sasuke said as he remembered his eye with Rei's. Before, for some reason Sasuke couldn't copy Rei's techniques. Rei's ran at Sasuke, his blade ready to strike. He's moving as fast as Lee, Sakura thought as Rei's vanished. Sasuke ducked as Rei's phased into sight. Rei's had his arm out to strike. Rei's grinned as he rolled over Sasuke as he tried to do his line Ranin. He saw that coming, Sasuke thought as he made a couple of hand seals. Should, Naruto said as he recalled the attack. He looked at his shoulder to see a string and the string was held in Sasuke's mouth. Kaden Ryuka no Jutsu, Sasuke yelled as he let out a stream of fire along the string. Suna no Yore, Rei's yelled as sand from his cloak covered his body, protecting him from the fire. That cloak held sand, Sasuke asked. Suddenly Rei's ran to attack. Rei's threw his bladed wings at Sasuke. Kourimi no Jutsu, Sasuke said as he was covered in smoke. A log was hit by the blade. Suddenly Rei's was kicked into the air by Sasuke. Sasuke followed Rei's with the shadow leaf dance. Sasuke made Rei's spinning lion ran in. Sasuke yelled as he kicked Rei's arm and side, then on Rei's other side. Sasuke followed up with a back fist, then a clothesline. Sasuke finished with a drilling kick. Rei's was drove hard into the ground. Ha ha ha, Rei's yelled as the armor cracked away to his masked face. I, Rei's said as he disappeared into smoke. The cage bunchin, Sasuke yelled as suddenly 2 hands came out of the ground and pulled Sasuke under. Rei's exploded out of the ground. I can't believe it, that's the same way Kakashi beat him, Sakura said. Sasuke exploded out of the ground. His arm lit up with lightning or chakra. Chidori, Rei's said, too bad you can't use it. Desert coffin, Sasuke looked down too. See sand, most of his body had sand around him. The sand clasped around him. Sasuke found he couldn't move at all. The sand was too strong. He had a counter for all of my moves, Sasuke thought as Rei's let the desert coffin let go. Know your opponent before you fight them, Rei's said. Sasuke, I've had enough of getting your butt kicked, you and Sakura mind showing him around. He's staying at the inn, Tsunade said. He's also joined the radicals in the Hyuga team. Hinata and Ichi's team, Sakura asked. Hey brat, Kiba's sister said as she walked in. Hey Hinata. What you doing over? Hinata looked at her with her silvery white eyes. Hello Inizuka-san, Hinata said nicely. How many times do I have to tell you, call me Kaika, Kaika said. She was a chunin ninja of the Inizuka clan. She was Kiba's older sister too. Behind her was her dog Kaiger. She pulled a reg and grabbed a snack. I don't know why you ever decided to date this brat, Kaika said as she messed Kiba's hair even more. Stop that, Kiba yelled as he tried to stop her. She grabbed Akamaru and ran. Kiba. Chaz after her. They're so close, Hinata said as she watched Kiba finally catching up, but Kiyaka grabbed Kiba in a headlock. She gave him a nuggie. Hinata giggled as she watched. I wish my home was like that, Hinata whispered. 6, 7, 8 Niji counted. His Byakugan was active. Niji Tenten yelled as she ran into his training spot. What is it, Niji asked. His voice wasn't cold and heartless. The Hokage has just told me that the 5th member of your team has been decided. Tenten said. She was tried from running. With Hyuga's influence. It's some weakling, Niji thought. Raise K's mirage, Tenten said as she took in deep breaths. Raise K's mirage, Niji asked, of the sand. The one insane, Tenten said as she leaned against a tree. 9 birds flew overhead. I miss one again, Niji said. This is the info card with the information on Ray's Kazumirage, the Chunin said as he handed Lee the info card. Thank you, Lee said as he took it and headed for his table in the library. Lee sat down and handed it over to Niji. Niji activated it with his chakra. Ray's Kazumirage. The age is 19. He's a year younger than us, Tenten said. He's part of the Sand Devils with Gar, Kankuro and Temari, Niji read, a master of numerous ninjutsu arts beyond that of the sand. His main taijutsu style is called Kage Kiri Ryu. Shadow Edge Dragon style. Ray's past is undetermined. All that is known is he wasn't born in the sand. His past is unknown. He has immersed chakra at his disposal. He has a Class S rating. Believed to be part of the Sand Anbu squad, Tenten read. Impressive, but why does he want to help us, Niji asked. This is the library. Any information you need you can find here, Sakura said as she. Sasuke and Ray's walked in. The sand has something like this, Ray's commented, but this is much bigger, in a second he came face to face with Niji. What, Ray's asked. You Ray's Kazumirage right, Niji sighed. Yes, so what about it, Niji Hyuga Ray's asked. I saw to see what strength you have. Come on and fight me, Niji said. Okay, whatever. What's up with all of these fights, Ray's asked as he walked outside. Niji. You're going to lose, Sasuke said as Niji passed. Ray's walked into the air. Outside. He looked around to find no real place for a fight. Let's take this elsewhere, Ray's said. There's a clear mile south-southwest of here. We can fight there, Niji said. Ray's disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Niji jumped and headed for the spot. Let's go, Sasuke said as he followed Niji. Sakura, Lee and Tenten followed. Kakaji-san. Ray's has been challenged once again, this time by Niji of the Hyuga branch. Family, Jounin reported. Ray's should be able to handle Niji, Hokage said. Kakaji-sama. How powerful is this sand ninja, Jounin asked. In the history of the leaf only one could challenge him. That ninja isn't here anyway. Driven away, Tsunade said as she looked away. You can't mean that Sandin is on the level of the demons, the Jounin asked. Tsunade remained silent. Able time you got here, Ray's said as he stood up. You used the Hyuga Ryu style of gentle fist right. Sakura noticed something was off from when she first saw. So I'm that infamous, Niji asked. I was at the Chunin tournament 7 years ago, Ray's said as he took a strange fighting stance. His feet were about a shoulder apart and his hands were open. What style is that, Niji asked. Come on and bring it already, Ray's said as he flicked his hands signaling for Niji to fight. You're not going to strike first, then I will, Ray's said as something exploded out of force behind Niji. Niji spun around and struck a Bunshin right in the chest. It exploded in smoke as Ray's ran at him. Ray's was about to hit when Niji glowed. Kate, Niji yelled as he spun around. Ray's was thrown away. I forgot about that, Ray's thought as he took his fighting stance again. He always spin left, Ray's thought as he charged. Niji grinned as chakra came out of him ready to use the Kaden. Ray's yelled as he was about to punch with his left hand. Niji spun as Ray's shifted way and hit a chakra reinforced right kick. Niji was knocked the other direction, and Niji went flying. What, the Niji yelled. The Kaden is a spin. You can cancel out a tornado with a tornado that spins the other opposite direction, Ray's said as he took his fighting stance. Time for offense, Niji thought as he took his fighting stance. Niji lunged forward with his hand out. Ray's duck seemed to slap Niji's chest. Ray's rolled away from Niji. Niji straight himself. Suddenly he fell to his knee holding his chest. What was that, Niji asked. His eyes were widening. Kage Shayukin, Ray's said as he held up his hand. Niji saw it. Normally chakra had a light color, but the chakra that was coming off his hand was dark. Barely visible. That chakra is darker, so it was barely visible, but I can seem to copy it, Sasuke said. Kage Shayukin can't be copied. The type of chakra you need is dark chakra, which you don't have, Ray's said. It's what Kabuto's snake attack are based on. One good stroke I can break your entire spinal cord. Want to give up? I'm out of your league. Leave it now, Niji said weakly. Ray's chuckled as he seemed to grin under his mask. For Sasuke and Sakura, they were used to it. Good, Ray's said as he disappeared. Suddenly Niji was blasted backward. Ray's appeared with his foot stretched out. Is it the best you got? Niji asked as he stumbled to his feet. He's as fast as Gai-senpai, Lee yelled. He's as fast and as strong as Gai-sensei, Tenten said, adding he knows a gentle fist. Style. Want to end this now? We have that much of a reason to fight, Reyes said with a smile. As he shook his hand side to side limply. Sure, Niji said as he collapsed on his face. Niji, Tenten yelled as she ran over to Niji. He's extremely strong, Niji said to himself as Tenten helped him up, like him. Author's note. This is a rewrite of the story I wrote in English, and that I posted already. It's more thought out this time around and will have a few twists compared to the first draft. Hope you like. Reyes helped Tenten carry Niji to the hospital and left for the inn. He looked around as he walked. A few years ago, if he had walked down these streets, he would have been teased, taunted, and beaten up. Now as he walked, he got some looks from people, but it wasn't a pure him, it was good. Here we go, Reyes said as he walked into the inn. Hello. How may I help you? The clerk asked. Reyes Kazumirage, Reyes said. Okay, Mr. Kazumirage. Your room is the 3rd floor. I hope you enjoy your stay, the clerk said as she handed him his keys. Reyes saw she was blushing a bit, and her hands would not let go of the keys. His hand was touching hers. Back in the sand when Naruto became a teenager and was seeing the village more, had become the popular boy of the village. He was nice and good looking, was well mannered and thoughtful. Even though he was a bit on the loud side and hyperactive, it brought excitement to the village. Naruto was able to kindly take away the keys, and he headed for his room. Even with the mask, he got looks from the female workers. He shook his head as he blushed. He opened the door and headed in. The room was rather large. It had a king-size bed and a medium-sized television set. He opened the balcony door. It's too nice a night to spend in a room, Naruto said as he jumped out. Naruto listened to the night's noise as he sat on top of the Hokage Memorial. He suddenly sniffed the air. It has been a while, hasn't Kakashi? Naruto asked. How did Kakashi started? Kiba's not the only one with a great scent of smell, plus my nose doesn't need chakra, Naruto said as he tipped his nose. Kakashi walked next to Naruto and sat down. I see the village hasn't changed since I left, Naruto said. If they only knew how close of the Nine-Tails demon is to them, that would started a huge panic. Before they picked on you because you were weaker than them, but now I heard you bet Sasuke and Niji easily. Well, you buried Sasuke up to his neck, and you knocked Niji back about 10 meters, Kakashi said. I fight with a lot of strong people. You of all people should know what I deal with, Naruto said. I'm the Anbu captain of the sand. I don't think that it's a good time for you to return, Kakashi said. I'm not staying, Naruto said. This caught Kakashi's attention. I have my reasons, but it's mostly about this reason, Naruto said as he held up his hand to show Kakashi the gold ring on his finger. I see. Anyways, I don't think that it's a good time for you to show the village who you really are, Kakashi said. That's why it's Reyes who's visiting the leaf, not Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said. Rays of the Sand Devils, Rays of the Razor Wing, and Rays of the Dark Arts. One of the most powerful ninjas ever. I heard that you're a candidate for Kazekage, Kakashi said. Can't be a Hokage without the real respect of the people. Even if I became the Hokage, they would still hate me, Naruto said as he fell on his back and looked up. So where have you been? On a mission. I just came back, Kakashi said. I guess everyone changes over, haven't yelled a single word yet. Better than I was when you escorted me out of the village, Naruto said. I remember you threatening that you would rip up any Anbu member with your Chidori if they laid a hand on me, Naruto laughed a bit. Everyone moved on, but the topic as to where you are will still come up. They want to know where the weapon is. They moved from hating you, to thinking that you're like Gar, Kakashi said. I said this once before. I decided that I'd be a ninja my own way. I'm no one's weapon or tool. I am me, a person, not a weapon, Naruto said. The Sand Devils are ninjas, not tools or weapons. We choose our own missions. We fight against who we have to. Reyes Kazumirage is joining the traitor's side in the challenge. This isn't good, one of the Hyuga said to Hiashi. Rays of the Dark Arts, Hiashi asked coldly. Yes, the one and the same. The leader of the Sand Devils in the sand. Anbu captain, the Hyuga said. He has shown that he is very powerful. He easily defeated Sasuke and Niji, and he uses the Cage Choryuken. That could be troublesome, Hiashi said. Do we have someone following him? We sent someone, but Reyes discovered him, and he's in the ICU, but he won't get into trouble since it was in self-defense. Seems like the spy panicked and attacked, the Hyuga said. About how strong is he, Hiashi asked. Judging from rumors, data, and when I seen, as strong as you, sir, the Hyuga said. That's impossible. I am the strongest of the Hyuga, and the Hyuga is the strongest clan in the leaf. Hiashi started losing his cool. Reyes isn't of the leaf, a voice said. Is there, the Hyuga asked. Hiashi turned and watched as the wall Illusion disappeared and Rays appeared. Why don't you simply let Hinata and Iji leave the clan? It would be much easier than a tournament, Rays said. It would show weakness among the entire clan, Hiashi said. Instead you have them and their friends fight the Hyuga clan's best. Rays asked. It'll show them the power of the Hyuga clan, Hirashi said. Rays chuckled as he shook his head. Too bad the best of the Hyuga clan doesn't stack up to me, Rays said. As he turned. No one can win an entire tournament, Hiashi said. Be prepared for a lot of surprises then. I was also trained outside the sand before. I know many Taijutsu styles, Rays said. I have the knowledge of 10,000 years of war. Rays disappeared in a cloud of smoke. 10,000 years, Hiashi asked. So what happened to you? Kiba yelled as Niji came to the practice area. In Hinata and Niji's team there was Hinata and Niji of course. Then Lee and Kiba. Me? Rays said as he dropped out of the tree. Who are you? Hinata asked. Name's Rays Kazumirage. You fifth fighter, Rays said as he took a bow. Kazumirage, I remember I have heard of that name before, Kiba said. Rays of the Sand Devils, Rays said. You're Gar's teammate, Kiba yelled. Kiba looked around. Only two. Find that Akamaru had hightailed it out of there. Akamaru, Kiba yelled as he chased after him. Hinata looked at Rays. Something was familiar about him. What style of Taijutsu do you fight with? Hinata asked. A lot of styles, Rays said. Iron Fist style, Gentle Fist styles, Grappling style, well a lot to say. The least, but I'll be using my Cage Chayukin in the tournament for the most part. Mitsuru needs the help. What do you mean? Lee asked. All of your Taijutsu styles are from the leaf. It is possible that the Hyuga will know every move that you have, especially you two. You practice the same style as them, Rays said as he pointed at Niji and Hinata. And I take it that you don't, Niji asked. I know a couple of lost arts, some forbidden ones and some insane suicidal ones, Rays explained. I can teach you some of them, but it's up to you on how to use them. So instead of just one style you make it so that it is a hybrid style, Sakura asked. She would come to help Hinata with the medical stuff. In case someone got hurt. More or less. It's an edge that I can give you guys, Rays said as he sat down cross-legged. What can these additions in style really do? It will simply mess up your own style, adding new elements to them, Niji said. I remember hearing about a ninja whose style changed very single battle he fought in. He was only defeated by Class S criminals, and even then it was close, Rays said as he stood up. He's not around anymore, Sakura said sadly. That's too bad. I was given for you, Rays said as he held up a letter in an orange envelope. From Naruto, it was written about 4 years ago. 2 years since he disappeared, Rays said. Sakura grabbed it out of his hand. She opened it up. The letter was written in his handwriting and it looked old. Sakura started to read it out loud. Hey everyone. By the time you would get this letter it'll be a while. So how's everyone doing? I'm currently in the Hidden Sand Village. Kakashi and a couple of Anbu helped get me out of the village. I'm sorry for what I said. Before last time I saw all of you, I was in a very bad state of mind. I don't think that you guys will see me again, so I hope this letter reaches all of you. Temari has helped me for the past 2 years. Well, I hope all of you're okay and I wish all for you a good life. We might see each other again. Signed, Uzumaki Naruto. Flashback. Sakura opened the door to Naruto's apartment. Like Naruto to leave it unlocked. Lucky no one knew that he lived here. Sakura looked inside as Sasuke stood guard and looked around. Sakura simply took a few steps backwards, then she hit the wall and slid down. She was as white as a ghost and was mumbling nonsense about blood, blades and Naruto. Sasuke looked inside. No way, Sasuke muttered. In the living room there was a pile of paper that was still burning in the fireplace, a couch, and in the darkest of corner was Naruto. He was sitting with his body limp and held loosely in his right hand was a kunai covered with blood. Naruto's left wrist was sliced wide open. Even if most of it was healed, there was still a large pool of blood surrounding him. Naruto's eyes fluttered then opened. His eyes had bags under them. Because he hadn't gotten much sleep, he slept with a kunai under his pillow. Naruto sat up and looked around. Every team he knew and his friends were there. He hadn't seen most of them since the war. I hate all of you, Naruto said with disgust as he threw his head back down to the bed and threw the sheets over his head. Everyone left. They understood why he said it. It was true. He had a reason to. Naruto Tsunade asked as she walked into the hospital room. Naruto was sitting cross-legged in his bed and looked at his legs. Hey, what do you want? Naruto asked. His voice was low and depressed. I arranged something for your safety. I have arranged for you to go to the sand, Tsunade said. I have an Anbu team led by Kakashi to escort you to the village. The Leaf Village. The Sand Village. Doesn't make any difference to me, Naruto said as he continued to look at his legs. Tsunade slowly reached out, but Naruto jerked away when she touched him. Just leave me alone, Naruto said. Sorry Naruto, but I can't do that. I'm sorry, Tsunade said as feathers appeared and fell back asleep, and the Anbu team walked in. Be careful with him. I'll personally beat up you if he's hurt, Tsunade threatened. I'll rip you to shreds with my Chidori if any of you make a threatening move at him. Kakashi growled. The Anbu nodded as Kakashi picked Naruto off the bed. The training area was quiet. Reyes was sitting calmly as everyone looked at the letter. Reyes stood up as Hinata got the letter. Is Temari? Hinata asked. Dara's older sister. She'll kill me if I told you how older she was. She's a kind girl. If you get beyond her sometimes arrogant and prideful nature, Reyes said as he stretched his muscles. How did you get this letter? Niji asked. Naruto lived in the sand about 6 years ago. He was here for a while, then he left the village to train under different teachers, Reyes explained as he started to hit a target that they had set up. Why hasn't he tried to contact us beside this letter? Niji asked. You think I know? Reyes asked. The kid was a hyperactive, unpredictable and a loud-mouthed kid. Sounds like him, Niji said as he crossed his arms. Ready to train? Reyes asked as he turned to them. He backfisted the target, and the tree that held it shattered. It was a display of raw strength. Okay. Let's see if this is worthwhile. If it isn't, Niji let his sentence hang. Let's see. Lee uses the leaf-spinning style. Niji and Hinata uses the Hyuga-ryu Jayuken style. Kiba uses the Beast Human Taijutsu style, Reyes said to himself, slightly surprising everyone. I can show Lee the Razor Wind style, Niji, and Hinata the Cage Jayuken, and Kiba the Leo Pride Arts, Reyes said. Alright. Let's go. He cracked his knuckles and grinned under his mask. Sakura walked into the ramen stand and collapsed onto the counter. I would make your normal order, but I'm afraid that you can't handle anything, the owner said. Sakura groaned. Weighties up big forehead? Ino asked as she sat down with her bowl of ramen. Reyes was training Hinata's team, and I had to take care of them after they got hurt. Which was often, Sakura said. Whoever that Reyes guy is, he's powerful. Reyes Kazumirage. I heard he's the most sought after guy in the sand and any other villages that he has been to, Ino said. That's what I've heard. I haven't seen him yet. If I remember correctly, this is the place, Reyes said to himself as he walked in. Ino and Sakura stared at him. Until now Sakura had never actually gotten a good look at him. He looked great. His hair was a golden blonde and seemed naturally spiky. His eyes were dark blue, or was it because of the tan? Sakura couldn't tell. Hello, Reyes said as he greeted the two. He sat down and ordered some food. Ino had the same look on her face as she did when she sees Sasuke. Stars in her eyes. She had yet to get a steady boyfriend. Thanks, Reyes said as he took the takeout order. You're not staying? Ino asked as she inched near him. Got to go, Reyes wisely said as he got out of there. Sakura chuckled. It as Ino turned and fiercely stared at her. What? Sakura asked innocently. Hey Sakura, Sasuke said as he hugged her from behind and then sat down. Sasuke would show some emotion like hugs and kisses, but only at certain times. Sasuke ordered his food. Reyes has been here, Sasuke stated. How did you know? Sakura asked. I saw him leave here, Sasuke replied. He came in here and had his order to go, Sakura said. Hey Sasuke, Ino said as she pushed Sakura out of his sight. Here's an idea. Why not? Dump Miss Big Forehead and go out on a date with me, Sasuke growled as he changed his order to go. Sakura finished her meal and attached herself to Sasuke as he left. She turned and struck out her tongue at Ino. Are you sure that he will be there? A female voice asked. It was his training spot when he was still part of the Leaf, Tsunade replied. Thank you, the voice said as the person left. Sasuke was walking through the forest with Sakura beside him. Why are we here? Sakura asked. He will be here, Sasuke simply told her as they came to their old training spot. The Cursed Land, as the villagers now called it. Reyes was standing there with his arms crossed looking up at the sky. You finally here, Reyes said. I've been a while, Sasuke started. Naruto, Reyes chuckled as he pulled down his mask. It looked Sakura a second to see it was. He had tanned and had darkened his eye color and had grown in height and muscle. Naruto, Sakura yelled. Naruto grinned as he cleaned out his ear with his pinky. I don't think Tsunade could hear. Try it again, Naruto joked, then turned serious. It has been a while. You're more powerful than before, Sasuke said. I have been taught by 10,000 years of experience, Naruto said as he pointed at his head, so that the two would understand what he meant. So the legend of Reyes having unlimited chakra wasn't a lie, Sasuke said. A lot of rumors about me are true, Naruto said. Rumors say you're married, Sakura said. Naruto muttered as he scratched the back of his head. Suddenly someone jumped onto Naruto's back, nearly pulling him towards the ground. Sasuke grabbed a kunai. Ready to strike. Hey Temari, Naruto yelled with a smile as the attacker was revealed herself to be Temari. She had grown into a beautiful young woman. Hey guys, this is Temari. Temari, this is Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. Naruto said as he pointed at each of them. Temari hopped off his back and suddenly pulled out her fan and hit him on the back of his head. What was that for? Naruto yelled as he rubbed the 3 bumps that were stacked on top of each other. You were hesitant to tell them, Temari said. What? Sakura asked. We married, Naruto said as rubbed the growing bumps with his right hand and held up his left hand to show a gold ring. Temari smiled as she showed a ring too. Sakura simply fainted. So the dead last finally isn't dead last in something, Sasuke said. Temari was sitting on Naruto's lap as he sat against a tree. Sakura was between them with a wet cloth on her forehead. Found. I'll show you dead last, Naruto said, about to attack, then Temari slapped on the arm slightly. You're not moving an inch. Got it, Temari said. I was just joking, Naruto said as he smiled. Temari rolled her eyes a bit, then she smiled as well. She planted a kiss on him, then they heard something hit the ground. It seems like Sakura had woken up, seen them kiss, and then decided to faint again. One question. What are you doing here anyways? Naruto asked. Not that I'm complaining or anything. The Sand Devils are just resting here for the day. We have a mission, and no, you're not need for it. Temari said. Gaara and Kankuro are resting at the inn right now. Why don't we go there now? Naruto asked. Well, I'm just as comfortable as I am now, Temari complained. Naruto whispered something, and blushed slightly as Temari started to develop one as well. Sasuke had an idea. What? Naruto said, but focused on Sakura instead. Hey Sasuke, we have to go, Naruto said. Sasuke nodded, and the two disappeared. So you two know, Kakashi said as he lay down on the couch in the lounge. In front of him was Sasuke and Sakura. You knew along, Sakura yelled as she stood up. She looked around, thankful that there was no one there. I was the one who led the team that took him out of the village. Of course I knew, Kakashi said while Sakura resisted the urge to hit him. So he's not part of the leaf anymore? Sasuke asked. Nope. He's now part of the sand, Kakashi said as he read his book, the 8th one in the Come Come Paradise series. Would he have grown as strong as he is now even if he was still in the leaf? Sasuke asked. That, I don't know. He wouldn't know all of the sand jutsus that he does now, that's for sure, Kakashi said, although he would have been about the same in chakra. What do you think will happen if people find out? Sakura asked. A lot of dead people, of course, another voice said. Everyone turned to find Guy there. From what I heard, Naruto, or Rei's, is more than capable, or willing to attack people. The belief if provoked, Guy said, not that I blamed him. What else have you heard? Kakashi asked. Rei's is finally the leader of the Sand Anbu, which is also called the Sand Devils. Normally an Anbu team isn't that well known. They prefer to work in Sessert, Guy said. He has superior ninjutsu, and Taijutsu too. Even our Anbu do too well, you know. I thought it was only the chakra that was absorbed, Sakura said. It is the entire being that would be absorbed, Kakashi said, so the memories would come on 10,000 years of fake thing. He's teaching Nichi and Hinata Kage Jayukin, Lee the Razor Wind style and Kiba the Leo Pride arts, Sakura said. Then she saw Kakashi and Guy freeze. The Kage Jayukin is a forbidden arts, the Razor Wind is a lost art, and the Leo Pride is another lost art. Guy said, being the Taijutsu expert. Seems like the Hyuga tournament will be a sight to be seen, Kakashi said. He's fighting in it, right? Of course, Yubaka, why else would he be helping them? Sakura yelled. So you're going there? Naruto asked. Yes, it's to make sure of the information that we have. Be ready to fight, Gaara told Naruto. Of course. I'm always ready for a fight, Naruto said. You just watch yourselves. I think that we can survive without the Great Rays with us, Kankuro said as he snotted. Naruto looked at him for a second and shook his head as he grinned. Just watch yourselves, Naruto said. Of course, Temari yelled, smiling as they headed out. Naruto smiled as he headed back. Akiba yelled as he was thrown back. The other Kiba transformed back to Akamaru. I'm just getting you back. You ripped my gauntlet, Rei's said as he held up a ripped leather gauntlet. Kiba growled. After 3 days of training, Kiba could barely even touch him, let alone hurt him. Calm down, Kiba-kun, Hinata said as she held up some medicine. Kiba calmed down and took the medicine. It was now Niji's turn to fight. Rei's was showing his true power as he fought them. He pulled no punches back, or kicks in some cases. Come on, Rei's said. They were sparring to see how they adapted to the styles that he had shown them. Niji disappeared and reappeared behind Rei's. Kage Jayukin works on the basic of high speed and attack. Hyuga Ryu works on straight up fighting, and the Kaiten deals with all other attacks. Rei's showed that the Kaiten has a weakness. It burns up chakra to emit chakra from your body. It is rare to see a Hyuga reach that limit. Kaiten Nichi yelled as he spun as he emitted chakra from his body. Rei's shifted his way and moved away as Nichi suddenly stopped and lunged at him in midair. Rei's grinned as he disappeared in a cloud of smoke, and Nichi saw He had only hit a rock. Niji said, surprised. No one had ever pulled Kawarimi on him. He's gone to an even higher level, Niji thought as he looked around, and the bullet speed rays came out of the force. Niji ducked quickly, but rays spun around in midair and kicked Niji back on the back of his head. Niji hit the ground hard. Ouch, Sakura said as she imagined how much that must have hurt. That was Iron Fist, Niji said as he pushed himself up. You didn't see it coming. I train people to fight, and not just against one thing. Rays said as he stood up and looked at the pieces of rock, not bad through. I put some chakra into that rock just to see what you could do. I have had enough of this, show us your true powers. Stop slowly revealing them, Niji said. Okay, Rays said as he tightened his muscles, I suggest that you run away. Sakura turned and simply ran as fast as she could. What's with her, Kiba asked. Rays screamed as the ground started to shake. Then I pulled Sakura into this. Kakashi stopped when he felt a high level of chakra. That much chakra, Kakashi asked. Tsunade picked up her cup of sake. She was sitting at a bar waiting for her meal. She felt the chakra, then she dropped the cup. That much, Tsunade asked as she turned around. Bia scrambled backwards in surprise. At his feet was a crater, and in the middle was Rays, looking at them with his blue eyes. Around him was a golden blaze of chakra. Come on, Rays said as he held out his hand and flicked his fingers at Niji. Niji charged him. Rays yelled as he sent some chakra at Niji. Niji was blown back by the powerful force. Like Naruto, Hinata thought to herself as she looked at Rays. An image from 6 years ago of Naruto, who was surrounded by red chakra plate in her head. Oh shit, Kiba yelled. So much power, Niji said as he got up. What was with the chakra shockwave, Kakashi asked. I don't know, but I have an idea. Sakura Sasuke asked as he looked at Sakura. Rays unleashed all of his power, Sakura said as she put a bag of ice up her forehead because a chunk of rock had hit her. It wasn't his normal chakra from before, or the red chakra. It was like a mix of the two. I could feel it as swell, and I was outside the village, Sasuke said. The Hokage explained it was a battle of summoning creatures that had caused the chakra shockwave, Kakashi said. Sakura, can you tell Rays not to do it again? He said he wouldn't unless he was forced to, Sakura said. Even now he's still growing, Kakashi said. What, the two yelled. Naruto spun around and landed on his feet. Before him was a copy of himself. Naruto chuckled as he ran in, and the two Narutos fought each other. Come on, Naruto said as he jumped back. Damn it, these weights are nothing. Now he made the clone disappear. These weights are nothing now, Naruto said as he pulled off his vest, revealing the weights attached to it. I see that you are using my training methods, Guy said as he appeared. So you know too, Naruto asked. I overheard your old team talking, Guy said. So how much weight are you packing? Double E's, Naruto said as he threw it away. He punched the air a bit. His strikes were simple blurs. Impressive. Why not show me what you've got, Guy asked. Naruto looked at Guy, then smirked. Rays headed for his room. He couldn't help but overhear the new rumor of how Guy was found knocked out cold in front of the hospital. Guy told everyone that he'd been training with someone. Flashback. Naruto flew back, and he crashed into the wall. The wall itself caved in, with Naruto leaning into it. He started to cough, and blood came out of his mouth. The kid thinks he can fight the Raikage of the Cloud, the Raikage asked. Stupid brat. I'll show you what happens when you fight a losing battle. He raised his hand. Chakra was gathering around him. Naruto, get the hell out of here, Tsunade yelled, but she was batted away. So long, brat, Raikage yelled as he swung down his arm. Naruto's head shot up and looked at the Raikage with red eyes. Rays shook his head as he opened the door to his room and headed in to find that there was a hawk on his windowsill that had something wrapped around its talon. Rays walked up to it and pulled it off, and the hawk flew away. He looked at the blank card and then focused his chakra into his fingers. Then into the card. Information came into sight. So it's almost time, Rays said as he threw it away. The card bursted into flames, and then into ashes. I still say that Naruto got the easier part of this mission, Kankuro said. Shut up. You couldn't do half the stuff that Naruto has done. He saved you. Ass. Dozens of times during missions, Temari said as she defended her husband and argued with her brother. Shut up, you two. I felt something. They're already here, Gar said. Damn it. They're early, Kankuro said as he unwrapped his puppet. Might as well get this over with already, Temari said, being in these trees are getting to be a pain in the back. She pulled out her fans. The plug came out from Gar's ground. Farther up the road was an official, surrounded by 4 ninjas. On either side, traveling in the trees, were 2 more ninjas. Desert coffin, Gar mouthed. The group couldn't see the 2 as sand engulfed them in Gar's desert coffin and suffocated them to death. Stop, the lead ninja said. In the middle of the road was a cloaked figure. It started to cackle as it pulled out a knife. In an instant A kunai flew into the figure's chest. The figure dropped backwards. Stay here, sir, the lead said as he walked to see the attackers. He held a sword ready to strike as he walked towards the figure. Suddenly it jumped up. The ninja stabbed it with his sword, but had no effect as it ripped open and wrapped itself around the ninja. The puppet yelled. The three ninjas threw weapons to free their leader. But a blast of wind had the various weapons fly back. The minister they were guarding was struck by the weapons. He fell towards the ground. Kankuro. Brinda's Karasa crushed the ninja's bones to dust. A second gust of wind came through, but with it was tons of sands that wrapped around the ninjas. Desert graveyard, Gara said as the sand scattered with blood of the unfortunate ninjas. Temari walked through the blood and sand as it went back into Gara's crowd. She shifted through the minister's clothes, then came up with a letter. She opened it and read it. We need to get back now, Temari said. It's happening at the tournament. Rays looked around at the Leaf Stadium. It was early morning, and the sky was filled many different colors from the rising sun. Almost timed, Rays muttered. Cheers echoed through the stadium as the crowds walked into the stadium. The crowds was filled people from all of the countries. Tsunade sat at the top balcony as other cages came. Then from the new cage to the battle-scarred wreckage. The level above the rings were the teams. Rays were leaning against his upper pillar with his back turned to the Hyuga team. Kiba was the one yelling insults at the Hyuga team with Akamaru barking in agreement. Hey Kiba, if you have so much energy, why you go first anyways? You got the high too. Dodge most of their attacks, Rays said. Just wait for the ring to jump in. Why don't fight first? Niji asked. I'm an ally in this, but you should fight your own fights. I'm here to fight, can't win. Rays said. Anyways, wouldn't be any fun if I fought first. I have only lost to Senins in Class S. Criminals, and even then it was close. Rays closed his eyes and did what they think of, either sleeping or meat-eating. Kiba had tried to attack Rays in this state. Kiba found him pressed between the ground and raised his foot in an instant. Welcome everyone to the Hyuga tournament, where two teams of Tajutsu masters complete. If the Hyuga team wins, Hyuga Hinata of the main family and Hyuga Niji of the branch family will be caged forever in the Hyuga clan, or if the Rouge's team wins, Hyuga Hinata and Hyuga Niji will gain their freedom from the clan. Tsunade yelled. Will the first fighters step up? The special Jounin serving as ref asked. Kiba jumped down, grinning as he showed his fangs. Akamaru followed him down. The Hyuga known as Hatch walked up. He looked at Kiba with disgust in his silvery white eyes. Ready? The ref asked. Byakugan, Hatch yelled as the sides of his eyes filled with pumped-up veins. Kiba tossed the soldier pill over to Akamaru, who bit it in midair. These human bunchen, Kiba yelled as the two disappeared in smoke and two beasts. Kiba's came into sight. Quadruped no jutsu, the two yelled as started to run on all four at Hatch. Stupid. Let's see how you run on shattered ground, Hatch said as he slammed his fist into the ground, sending out shockwave of chakra through the ground. The two Kibas lunged up at Hatch. Hatch pulled up his arm with a giant rock. The two Kibas smashed the rock into dust. Hatch grinned as he threw the dust into both of the Kibas' eyes. That's cheaply yelled. We're ninjas. We don't fight fair despite what some believe, Rays said. Anyways, Kiba has an ace up his sleeve in this case. It's over, Hatch said as he approached Kiba. He could see it was the real one. He raised his right hand as he focused chakra for his strike. He didn't notice Kiba grinning as his nose smelled the air. Piercing fang, Kiba yelled as he charged, rammed into Hatch as a tornado of fangs and claws. Akakiba homed in on the sound and turned to using piercing fang too. The two Kiba landed beside each other. Shit, I forgot his nose and ears, Hatch said as he picked himself off the ground. Ready for our new ultimate technique? You can't even touch me, so your style is useless, Kiba yelled. Hatch, what are you doing? Stop fooling around and finish him off, Yashi yelled angrily. The Akakiba moved behind Kiba and they hooked arms. Leo Pride ultimate technique destruction twister. The Kibas started to spinning together back to back. They turned into a huge horizontal twisters of fangs and claw. Their piercing fang looked like water pistol to a missile launcher in comparison. Watch out, Rays yelled. Kiba attacked, but Hatch forced out a blast of chakra from in front of Kiba in the form of a flash. Kiba and Akakiba slid to a blind as if their eyes were exposed to the sun 1,000 times. They were pain. Finish, Hatch said as he charged hit Kiba's chest. That wasn't Tajutsu, Lee yelled. That flash didn't need seals and wasn't an illusion, so it would be placed under Tajutsu. Rays said. Kiba rushed in too early. I could see Hatch gathering the chakra. I thought he would create a wall of chakra like the Kaiten would. Im next, Lee yelled. If I don't forget about the rules stuff right now. Watch yourself. This guy doesn't fight fair. Of course. Don't rush in. He doesn't have much chakra left, but be careful, Rays said. Lee nodded as he jumped down. Next match, Hyuga Hatch against Rock Lee, the ref yelled. Lee loses bandages a bit. Begin, the ref yelled. Lee exploded. He faded from the front and knocked Hatch from Behind. Lee grinned as he flicked his fingers telling Hatch to bring it. Hatch stood up and charged in. Lee violent wind, Lee yelled as he knocked Hatch's legs and made him spinning. Away. Lee chased him. Lee spinning wind, Lee yelled as he this time kicked Hatch into the wall. Total aggression, Reyes said, barely anything to attack. Another counter for Hyuga Ryu, Hinata asked. A counter for most styles. Make it so they can't fight at their pace, Reyes said. It screws them up. Howling wind, Lee yelled as he flipped. He grabbed Hatch by the shoulders and Lee spun like a pinwheel. They were spinning so fast up they would make a whistling sound. Lee started to fall. Lee drove Hatch face first into the ground. Hatch made a choking noise as he fell to his back. His bones are heavily damaged from that attack, but he'll live, Reyes said. The howling wind is the strongest of the Razor Wind style. Reyes wasn't even looking at the fights. When Rock Lee, the ref yelled as Lee got ready for his next fight. Nina. Go, Hiashi ordered. A red-haired Hyuga headed up. Nina, she has a different type of the Byakugan, Hinata said. How, Reyes asked. She can see completely around her. She can't see farther than 10 meters, but she has no blind spot, Niji said. Lee doesn't use the blind spot to attack. High-speed combat, Reyes said. No trouble. The match between Rock Lee and Hyuga Ruki, the ref said. Begin. I have to finish this fast, Lee said. He charged in. Initial Lotus, Ruki said as she dodged the start kick. The blind spot isn't the only thing special. To her, she saw the attack and took it apart in an instant. She's more dangerous than you think, Reyes said as he turned around. How do you know, Niji asked. When I fight, time seems to slow down. I can see the attack from all angles at once and I can take the part piece by piece, Reyes said. It's the skill that allowed the Sharingan's copy came from. Lee, be careful, Reyes yelled. She's dangerous. I guess I have to use it. Reyes, show me to use this with that much injury, Lee said as crossed his arms as he tightened his muscles. Ruki disappeared with a bang. Ruki appeared in front of Lee and struck Lee's crossed arms. Lee yelled in pain as did the ground. Ruki grinned as she walked up to the hurt Lee. Can't have you hurting yourself, cutie, Ruki said with a smile. Lee felt unconscious. Ruki struck his heart chest, letting blood go back into his heart. Winner, Ruki, the ref yelled. Him next, Niji said. Be careful, Hinata said. I will be, Niji said as he jumped down. Did him, Niji, Tenten yelled. Niji waved over to her as he headed for the fight. So you're Niji the traitor, Ruki said as they took identical stance. The match is Hyuga Niji and Hyuga Ruki, the ref said. Begin. Niji and Ruki charged and attacked. Niji struck and Ruki countered. Ruki attacked and Niji countered. Ruki grinned as she disappeared with her bang noise. Niji grinned as Ruki appeared behind him ready to strike. Niji started to glow as twisted, then started to spin. Kaden, Niji yelled as Ruki grinned as disappeared into smoke. Bunchin, Niji said as he looked around. Ruki's hands came out of the ground and grabbed Niji by the ankle. Niji instead pulled Ruki by the foot. He has this much strength, Ruki thought as she floated through the air. Dark Haki attack, Niji yelled as he struck both of her chests. Ruki had a shock expression as she flew back into the already destroyed wall. Ruki coughed as she slid down. The Dark Haki attack is a vicious attack. It attacks the 8 gates, making so they limit the chakra to nothing, Reyes said, but few are even awake to know the effect. You didn't teach me that technique, Hinata said. You wouldn't have used it. It would be a waste of time, no offense, Reyes said as medics carried Ruki away. Ruby, finish him off now, Hiashi said. Ruki's sister jumped down into the ring. Ruby had a mean look on her face as she got into the Hyuga Ryu fighting stance. Niji started to laugh. What's so funny, Ruby yelled. Bring it, Niji said as he copied Lee's stance. Ruby screamed as she ran at Niji. Cage Bunch, and Niji yelled as he created 2 clones of himself. 2 Neges moved as Ruby slid to a stop. Niji lunged forward, but Ruby ducked. As Niji were flying over, Ruby started a palm strike, but that Niji burst into smoke as another Niji attacked. Ruby pushed herself off the ground with her arm as Niji slid under her. She struck and that Niji turned to smoke. You've been playing with me, Ruby said. Of course, Niji said as disappeared and then Ruby flew through the air. Niji faded into side. He had his arm out. High speed, Reyes said with a chuckle. Hanabi, hi, she said as Hinata's little sister looked up. She nodded as she jumped down and walked up to Niji. The match will be Hyuga Niji against Hyuga Hanabi, the ref said. Hanabi took the Hyuga Ryu fighting stance. Begin, the ref yelled. In an instant, Niji ducked to his knees with Hanabi in front of him with her hand out. Pathetic, Hanabi simply spoke. She took Niji in a single hit. I can't win, Hinata said as she started to back away. Sorry, Reyes said as he slapped her. Now get your head in gear. I can't, Hinata said as she shook her head. Believe in yourself, Reyes said. You can and will fight her. He carefully took her shoulder. Got it, you changed yourself. Show it to everyone. Now focus, Reyes said. Naruto, Hinata asked as she looked at him. Ray's grinned as he nodded. Don't worry about me. No offense, but I moved on. Don't worry about me, okay, I helped. You get here. It's up to you to finish it, okay, Ray's asked. Hinata nodded as she jumped down and got into the ring. The next match will be Hyuga Hinata against Hyuga Hanabi, the ref said. Begin. We're almost there, Temari said as she continued to run through the forest. Gaara was swiftly moved through the forest, a wave of sand. Kankuro was running behind Temari. War's about to start at the leaf again, Kankuro said. The war? Same forces as 6 years ago, Temari said. Let's hope Naruto doesn't go insane. Like in the last war. Begin, the ref yelled. Hinata rolled to her side in an instant. Hanabi missed her first attack. Hinata whispered something they could barely heard. Was that sister? Hanabi asked coldly. She used the word sister like a curse word. Sorry I have to hurt you, Hinata said. Byakugan veins on the sides of her face became pumped. Hanabi lunged into attack. Hinata jumped over her sister and stroked the top of Hanabi's head. Hanabi stumbled to a stop, holding the back of her neck. What was that? Hanabi asked. Hinata remained silent as she took a strange stance. Similar to Niji. Hanabi finished her off now, Hiashi yelled. Hanabi charged in with even more faster. Hinata blocked Hanabi's frontal attack. The mere contact made a thunderous noise. Hanabi disappeared. Hinata spun around and blocked Hanabi's back attack. What's going on? Hinata asked. Time's slowing down, at least for her. She's starting to wake, Ray said. What do you mean? Temari asked as she walked in. Temari, good to see you, Ray said with a smile. He saw her serious face. So it's going to happen? Ray asked as his face turned serious. Yeah, but we have to wait, Temari said. Now back to that awakening thing. She's starting to see things in slow motion, Ray said, meaning she's awakening her special ability. She's using the Saibayakugan. The extreme white eyes. Hinata dodged another series of attacks. What's going on? Hinata shouldn't be able to dodge the attacks, Hanabi said, surprised. As she continued to attack, Hinata dodged her, blocking each and every attack. Can't be. She's using the Saibayakugan, Hiashi said, surprised. Hinata was getting used to the slow speed. Hinata rolled back away from Hanabi. Hinata held her arms. The attacks were taking a toll on her arms. You haven't noticed something, haven't you? Hanabi asked. Hinata pulled back her sleeves to see the spot on her skin. Hinata played back the fights. She then noticed when Hanabi's attack was blocked, her fingers curled down at Hinata's blocking arm. Damn it, Hinata said. I can't lose here. I started this. I don't want anyone to finish this for me. Hinata put her hands together with her index and middle fingers out. Hinata was surrounded by chakra. Come on, Kiba said as he limped to the balcony. He looked at Temari for a second, then turned back to Hinata. Hinata ran forward at Hanabi. Hinata crossed her hands as she focused her chakra to them. You taught her Kage Jayukin, Temari commented. Kaiten, Hanabi yelled as she spun in a dome of chakra. The Omikiri, Hinata yelled, uncrossed her arms and a 2 karate chop on the dome. Her chakra-covered hands grind into the dome of chakra her sister was making. Cover your eyes, Ray said as he pulled down his headband to shield his eyes. Temari pulled out her fauna and covered her eyes. The two forces exploded in a blast of light and smoke. Ray pushed up his headband as Timi closed her fan. On either side of crater was Hanabi and Hinata. Hanabi groaned as she started to get up. Hanabi weakly stood up. Her legs were shaking. Suddenly her head jerked up, then she dropped to all fours. She coughed out blood. She then dropped into a pool of her own blood. Hinata groaned as she started to get up. She stand for a second, then ducked to her knees. Stand, damn it, stand up, Hinata yelled to herself. Hinata pushed her up. Standing. Winner, Hyuga, Hinata, the ref yelled. The medics rushed over and got Hanabi away from the pool of blood. His left, Ray asked. Hiashi gripped the guardrail, then pulled himself over. Father, Hinata asked. I will the final opponent. You have disgraced the Hyuga clan. Now you must pay, Hiashi said. Saibayakugan. Suddenly Hinata found Ray standing behind her. Give up. This is out of your league, Ray said. Hinata nodded. I Hyuga, Hinata, give up, Hinata said with her hand raised. Hinata turned and walked away. Hiashi growled as he charged at Hinata. Rays exploded and kicked Hiashi aside. Your opponent is me, Rays growled. His eyes were sight red. His nails were a bit sharp. His chakra around him was golden. You will lose, Hiashi said as he took the Hyuga stance. Come on and bring, you bastard, Rays said as he flicked his hand at Hiashi. I'll teach you to show some respect for the Hyuga, Hiashi said as he charged in. Rays launched at Hiashi. They're on a whole another level compared to us, Kiba commented. The air became strong and fierce as the two traded thunderous blows. Neither of them showed signs they were hit or tiring. Rays reeled back with his fist and came down with a palm strike. Kaiten, Hiashi yelled. The contagic dome of chakra blasted Rays away. Rays landed on the Studium's roof. That's powerful, Rays said as he jumped down. Guess I'll have to fight it full Strength, Raise threw off his vest. The vest crashed hard with all of the waves. Raise jumped into the air. He put out his arms and did a slow flip in the air. Raise broke the ground as he landed. Full strength, Raise said as he cracked the sides of his neck. Raise exploded at Hiashi. He ripped the ground for each step he took. His body was covered in chakra as he ran. Raise yelled. Suddenly Raise disappeared. Hiashi was kicked right in the face. Raise appearing hovering in the air for a second before he landed. That happened in less than a second, Hiashi said. Come on, Raise growled. You're using the extreme lotus, Hiashi said. How you guess, Raise asked with a grin. My muscles are used to be used at 100%. Raise disappeared and Hiashi flew back into the wall. Raise appeared and started to pound Hiashi into the wall like crazy. Raise stopped and stepped away. Why are you doing this? Hiashi asked as he dropped to his knees. You abandoned Hinata. You consider her a disgrace. I know the feeling well enough. I don't want others to go through I have, Raise said. His expression was dark in anger. I want to make sure no one will be stepped on if I can help it, Hiashi blacked out. The great leader of the Hyuga clan has been defeated, Reikage asked. When Raise Kazumirage the ref yelled. Reikage turned to his guard and whispered something. The guard walked away. Where is he going? Tsunade asked. I felt a bit hungry. He's simply fetching me a snack, Reikage said. It's starting. They're making their move, Temari said as she looked up. The clouds were gathering and darkening the sky. Where's Gaara and Kankuro? Raise asked as he got into the balcony. Hiding, Temari said. I can smell something. Yama is here, Raise said. This can get troublesome. Just don't go crazy, Temari said. Okay, Raise said as it started to rain. Thunder and lightning attacked the village. What the Tsunade yelled as she held a huge source of chakra in the sky. The leaf dared to deny the cloud the Hyuga bloodline. We're taking it by force, Reikage said. Leaf Anbu ran at him. Lightning struck them, turning them to ashes. You want another war? Tsunade asked. You tried this 6 years ago. We defeated you. And the cloud. What do you think will be different? We have won the Yamas and the leaf threw away its strongest ninjas, Reikage said as jumped through the rooftop. The medics disappeared in smoke, then 5 cloud nin jumped out, each carrying a defeated Hyuga. Shit, Sasuke said, and we stopped them. Sasuke put on his mask and cloak as he followed his squadron. Temari, you help the Leaf Anbu get the Hyugas back. I'll deal with the Reikage. I have to finish something with him, Raise whispered. Temari nodded as she followed the Anbu. Raise jumped at the cage balcony roof. Loads and loads of cloud nins started to come into the leaf. The first wave hit the ground only to be swallowed up by sand. Sand, one asked. Desert graveyard, Gaara said as theirs cocoons crushed them. Another cloud nin was ripped apart by chakra strings. Any of you want to fight? Kankuro asked as he appeared. The cloud charged in. Tsunade, Raise yelled. Back away. Tsunade looked away from the Reikage to find Raise stand here. He's my, Raise said. Go help the others, okay? I understand, kid, Tsunade said as she jumped away. Your sand in what business do you have with me? Reikage asked. This time, I won't let you get away with a simple scar, Naruto said as he threw away his mask. Reikage yelled angrily. Naruto with red eyes and claw-like hands and feet attacked the Reikage. Reikage screamed in pain as held his face. Blood was spilling through his fingers. I'll kill you, Naruto yelled as punched Reikage back through the fighting cloud and leaf ninjas. Naruto ran through them, knocking them away as he chased Reikage. Naruto lunged at Reikage. A demon child can't you have around? Evil illusions, Reikage yelled as he blasted Naruto's eyes with a flash of light. Naruto shook it off. He saw the Reikage just standing here. Naruto charged. The Reikage turned to see Naruto. Naruto jumped. Naruto, or what are you doing? The Reikage asked in Tsunade's voice. Naruto's hand went into his gut as he tried to dodge. That was Tsunade's voice, Naruto thought. He pulled out his hand as he heard screams and yells. Leaf ninjas attacked him, knocking him back. You're a traitor, one yelled. Naruto closed his eyes, then opened them to saw it. Tsunade being helped up with a hole in her stomach, the size of his hand. You ruined my life, Naruto growled as they landed on the ground from the rooftop. It was so simple. I make you attack your Hokage and you look guilty. You get thrown or killed. Then the leaf would have been no match for Rainix. I never knew the Kai well be such a weak child, or I would have used Rainix during the war, Reikage said as he threw off his outer clothes, but at least I can repay you for this scar. Whatever, Scarface, Naruto said as he charged in. Earth tracking Fang no Jutsu Kakashi Elita as she slammed the scrolls into the ground. The ground ripped as dogs came out of the ground, grabbed cloud ninjas as Sasuke by each of them with the Chidori. Hyuga have been rescued, Sasuke said, and team area by area whipped out. There are cloud ninjas and mercenaries. Mercenaries were sitting ducks, but the cloud were tough. Ejeki no Jutsu, Reikage yelled as he sent out lightning bolts at Naruto. Doten Toroku Geshir's shield, Naruto yelled as he pulled out a stab of earth and Use it to absorb the lightning bolts. Kaden Karyu and Naruto yelled as he jumped away from the earth's shield and let out a dragon head fire blast from his mouth. Raikage jumped away as the ground was destroyed by the blast. That's a cage-level jutsu, Raikage said. I dreamed of being the Hokage, Naruto said. I learned cage-level jutsu. Flying water. Needles. The rain turned and came at Raikage. Ice shield, Raikage yelled as he blasted them with a burst of electrical energy. Time to show my skills now, Naruto said as the wind picked up. This pathetic, Gar stated as he kicked a dead Cloudnin. Something powerful is coming. What do you mean? Kankuro asked as he choked another Cloudnin. Something like me or Naruto, Gar stated. Shit, Kankuro said. Cage Bunch and Naruto yelled as copies of himself appeared. Come on, Raikage said as he put one hand behind him and one arm in front of himself. Yump, Naruto yelled as his clones jumped at Raikage. Lightning whip, Raikage yelled as threw his arm from behind himself. He had a whip of electricity he used to cut the Cage Bunchins into smoke. Naruto suddenly appeared in front of the Raikage. In Naruto's hands were two Rasengan spheres. Ultimate Rasengan, Naruto yelled as he attacked with both of the. No, Raikage yelled as he engulfed by the attack. Raikage was blasted in a wild storm. The chakra. The Raikage was ripped in two. When you face me you face death, Naruto said. Now to deal with Rainix, Naruto turned away as his drowned hair was pushed in front of his eyes. Behind was the two halves of the Raikage. Catch Temari yelled as she threw him a sand cloak. You'll catch a cold in that get up. Naruto blew his hair away from his face as he caught the cloak and put it around him. We recovered the Hyugas, but their captive wouldn't be talking again or living for that matter, Temari said. Naruto shook his head at his wife's love for taunting her defeated opponents. Find Gar and tell him to meet me in the studio. Tell him to get ready to transform. We're going to need the sand demon, so. The cloud demon is coming, Naruto said. Then find a hiding spot that's safe. Okay, Temari nodded as she opened her fan and jumped on it. Temari was used to gliding in tough weather. Something powerful is heading this way, Tsunade said. Out of my way, Tsunade. Punch away another annoying cloud ninja. How many cloud are there? Tsunade asked. This is getting annoying. Summoning no jutsu, a voice yelled. The green frog appeared. It shot out its tongue, throwing cloud ninjas left to right. I would think you wouldn't need my help, Jiraiya said with his infamous lady killer smile. Shut up. The cloud has Rainix heading this way, Tsunade yelled. Shit. We can't stand against it even with Gamabunta, Jiraiya yelled down. Tsunade could barely hurt him. She shook her head then jumped. Having a lot of strength allows for jumping. Tsunade landed on top of the frog. We don't have summon strong enough to beat the Rainix, Jiraiya yelled. Naruto and Gar are here. They can deal with the Rainix, Tsunade said. We just deal with the cloud ninjas. Naruto, Jiraiya yelled. About time you got here, Naruto said as Gar landed between him. It was getting more fierce by the minute. Another like us, Gar stated with his arms crossed. The sand making a makeshift umbrella for him. This is the third or fourth one, Naruto asked. Fourth, Gar answered. Let's go. We have to lure it elsewhere. Too many lives here, not I care if they live, Naruto said. Of course, Gar spoke as the sand surrounded him and carried him off. Rainix, the lightning phoenix, the secret demon of the cloud. A flap of its titanic wings causes thunderstorms and hurricanes. Its beak create lightning bolt that destroy all in its wake. That is the story of the Rainix. It's a demon in the class of the Nine Tails. Naruto opened his eyes as he continued to run and jump on all fours. Some leaf ninjas were shocked when they saw him. He didn't care. He continued to run for the forest. It's here, Gar spoke as they arrived in the forest. The clouds ripped apart to reveal a kid. He looked older than them. Rainix, Naruto said. Demon has taken over. The vessel is dead. You're like me, Rainix said. You smell of the Raikage's blood. I killed him, Naruto said. Rainix started to laugh. That old man deserved it. All humans deserve to die. Are you with me? Rainix asked. We have friends and family who are humans, Gar stated. If you're not with me then you're against me, Rainix yelled. Rejeki no jutsu. He held out his hand and a blast of lightning came out. Naruto was struck as the sand shield covered. Gar, you should be dead, Rainix yelled at Naruto. Naruto's skin started crackle, then it broke off to reveal Naruto had the sand armor on. Sand doesn't affect sand, Naruto said. Sonic winds, Rainix yelled as many seals then waved his arm at them. Gar was still in the sand shield, meaning he was transforming. Naruto jumped out of the way. The tree around them were sliced and diced by the wind. Come on, you son of a bitch, Naruto yelled as he ran toward Rainix. Naruto's speed increased as he dodged the lightning bolts from Rainix. Sonic winds, Rainix yelled as sent the razor. Nine-tailed tsunami, Naruto yelled as he broke the wind with a blast of water from his mouth. Rejeki, Rainix countered, sending lightning through the water. Naruto closed his mouth. Let's slide barrier, Naruto yelled as mud came out of his mouth absorbing the lightning. Attack. Come on, Gar, Naruto thought as he looked back. Thunderstorm Blast Rainix yelled as he appeared behind Naruto. He put his hands on Naruto's back and hit him with a blast of wind and lightning. Naruto was driven into the ground. The air echoed through the forest as the sphere exploded with a rapidly growing demon of sand appear. Shukaku of the sand. Sand Shuriken Shukaku yelled as large blast of sand came off him, hitting Rainix sand, knocking him away. Then Kuiden Shukaku yelled as he sent out a blast of Charka, hitting Rainix straight on. I killed him in less than 5 moves. I won the bet, Shukaku said to Naruto, who's standing on its head. You won nothing. He's still alive, Naruto said. Shukaku had a strange sense of humor. Shukaku feared Naruto for his power. How do you know? Shukaku yelled. A silver wings came out of the forest answering. Naruto. What the hell are you still doing on my head? Summon that damned frog, Shukaku yelled. Naruto jumped away as he bit his thumb. Summoning no jutsu, Naruto yelled. Gamabunta appeared. Smoke pipe and sword in hand, or whatever frog have. Another demon, Naruto. Gamabunta asked. Rainix, Naruto said as the icy blue Phoenix head appeared. Its tails were tornadoes. Its silver wings were the size of Gamabunta himself. Big, Gamabunta said. I'll help, Naruto said. Mud attack, okay. Come on, birdie, Gamabunta said as he took his pipe out. Water cannonball. Gamabunta attacked with gained water balls. 9 tails tsunami, Naruto yelled as he blasted a tsunami wave from his mouth. Futu Nujin Sajin Tatapa Shukaku yelled as he let out a blast of sand. The water and sand mixed as it flew at the Rainix. Sonic Boom, Rainix yelled as he blasted the combo attack with a flap of his wings. Powerful, Gamabunta commented. Give me some oil, Naruto said. Calm up, Gamabunta yelled as he took in a breath. Lightning Blitz, Rainix yelled as lightning came from the stormy cloud like crazy. Damn it, Naruto said as Gamabunta jumped away from the lightning strikes as Shukaku used sand shurikens to take the lightning bolts out. This is starting to tick me off, Naruto said, growled bit by bit. He and the 9 Tails soul were completely merged, so the 9 Tails personality came out once in a while. How do we finish him then? Gamabunta asked. I'm going to finish off, just cover me, Naruto said. This is my last gift for the leaf. Death of the demon, Naruto jumped down and ran. Water cannonball, Gamabunta yelled as he let out a couple blasts of water. Futu Nujin Sajin Tatapa Shukaku yelled as he let out a blast of sand. The Rainix countered the attacks and attacked back. Gamabunta and Shukaku moved back with the white Phoenix following them, not know the threat was below. Naruto ran underneath Rainix as he focused Charka to his arms and feet. Now Naruto yelled as he exploded the Charka at his feet. He exploded up right behind. Naruto screamed as he came down. His hand produced a huge Rasengan sphere. Bye bye birdie, Naruto yelled as he swung his arm. The sphere hit dead as the Phoenix started to turn. The sky exploded with chakra. Naruto started to fall. He used all of his chakra in that attack. Even the Kyuubi's chakra was used up. Gaji Temari yelled as she glided in and caught her husband. Naruto looked up and smiled before he blacked out. Naruto and the other sand devils were heading out of the village. They had no more business at as they came to the gates. They were surrounded by dozens of leafnins and villagers. Naruto looked around at them. If you want and try to kill me, then bring it on, Naruto said as he moved away from Temari. Suddenly they started to clap. Tsunade walked up to them. We saw what you did. You saved the village of the Hidden Leaf. For that we thank you, Tsunade said. Shisor had to force some to admit it. This is a gift from the village of the Leaf. Your last one was left behind. Tsunade held out a golden headband. You know I'm not part of the Leaf anymore, and I can't leave the sand, Naruto said. I know. You're welcome at the Leaf Village at any time you wish. You are the hero of the village, Tsunade said. Naruto nodded as he stepped up and took it from her. You better come back. I'll beat you next time, Sasuke said as he appeared. Get in line, Uchiha boy, Nichi said as he walked up. His headband was about his neck, showing his cleared forehead. No curse. Please take this as a thanks for helping me, Hinata sighed as she stepped forward and handed him a bottle. It's gift, don't you dare give it back, Sakura said with a smile as she stepped forward. Here. Take it, Kakashi said as he handed him a wrapped box. You wanted copies of these before. Hey Naruto, Ruka said as he came through and held out an old album. Naruto's old album he had to leave behind. Naruto smiled as he took it. Thanks everyone, Naruto yelled back to his cheerful self. The gates opened as before. But Naruto walked away. Sometimes when we lose things we can get it back, but there are times when you simply have to let it go. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment below your favorite part. Don't forget to support Return of the Forsaken by Burning Angel Kai and his story link in the description. Sayonara, see you in the next video.